let's not start the video like that, that's weird. Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel and to another video. Don't do that. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing a bit of a different video to what I have done in my channel recently. A couple of things. Please excuse this hair because it's freshly washed hair, and if you've got hair like me, freshly washed hair is the most annoying thing ever. So fluffy and flat, and it's just, yeah, it's just completely fluffy. I've straightened it and it's still fluffy AF. Let's just pretend it looks okay. Into the video, stop rambling, shop. I'm gonna be doing today a One Direction special. So for anyone who doesn't know, I am a massive One Direction fan. Have been since I was 16 when they were formed in 2010. So yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
So basically, I was just thinking, I was with my friend Amy on Sunday. Sorry, it was also a One Direction fan, and she was talking to me about my channel and stuff and how she loves my videos at the moment. Thanks, Ames. She was just saying that videos she would love to see would be like a One Direction kind of video, like my experiences and opinions and stuff, being a fangirl, I guess. So I thought, you know what, that's actually a really good idea. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't know how it's gonna go, we're gonna see. We're just gonna roll with it. I'm gonna probably just start off like when I first became a fan and then kind of go through my experiences and things that happened down the line. If you don't like One Direction and you don't really care about my experiences of being a fan, then don't watch this video. But if you do like One Direction, or even if you don't like One Direction, you're just interested, keep watching. Back in 2010, I'm not gonna do that. Basically, I obviously saw the boys first when they were put together, when they auditioned individually on X Factor. I was 16 at the time, and I fell in love with all of them instantly. And it's not like how people say, like, I hate it. I used to hate it, and I still hate it now, that people say, you only like One Direction, you only liked them because they're fit and things like that. And I was like, that is just so shallow, for one, and that is not me. It was so much more than that. Like, I liked them for, now let's be real here. A couple of them didn't have amazing voices when they auditioned, let's be honest, okay? But a few of them did. So it wasn't all about, I didn't love them for the voices. Yes, they were good, but some of them weren't like as good. But it was more than that. It was more of the fact, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it was more of the fact that I liked about them, their personality for one, how, like, just how they were straight off from the first audition. And you could really see with all 5 of them how badly they wanted it, and I think that's so important when you're watching those kind of shows. Okay, so then obviously they got put together as a group. Everyone that was watching at the time then fell in love. Okay, not everyone, but you know. And this reason being because it wasn't just, oh, they're just a boy band. It was because how well they like meshed together. Is that meshed? Is that what, can I use that word? How well they gelled together straight away, and you could tell it was literally like brotherhood from the off. And they had such good chemistry together. They really like went all in straight away. And that was one of the things that I loved then. So then obviously the live shows came, and every week they came out and they gave it their all. Like literally, obviously some of them weren't as strong singers as some of the others in the group, but it wasn't about that at that point. It was about the performance that they put together and how they delivered, and how they were as a group. It wasn't fake, it wasn't forced. When they went out on stage, you could tell they genuinely loved each other and they genuinely loved performing with each other, and it was fun to them. That's what it was fun. And if anybody, oh my god, that's why it's going. Anybody who watched X Factor and followed them on X Factor and watched any of their video diaries will understand what I'm talking about. The fact that they just had fun while they were on the X Factor, and they had fun together. It was so genuine and so like there was so much love there between all 5 of them. That's obviously, I carried on following them. I voted and voted and voted every week, ran my house phone bill up like really badly to the point where my mum nearly killed me.
Sorry, Mum.
And then obviously came to the final and they came third. And obviously it was gutting at the time, but who knew what was to come? Like, we knew that wasn't going to be the end of One Direction, but who knew they'd come third on X Factor and pretty much take over the world, let's be honest. I obviously still really liked them. I actually went after the X Factor. After they came off X Factor, I went to see them perform at the Forum in Hertfordshire. I was actually meant to... was actually meant to have a meet and greet with them that day, but they cancelled the meet and greet, which at the time was gutting, but you know what, you can't do anything about it. So I was just happy to see them perform. So that was great. And even then, they came off the X Factor and they did all of like these like oh my god, there's a fly. They did all these special appearances and they still had that chemistry and that fun that they brought every single Saturday night. And that's obviously what made their fan base grow and grow and grow and grow. And it did. As soon as they came up X Factor, it literally went, it just carried on. It carried on going up, their fan base. And then obviously they started to bring out their singles, What Makes You Beautiful, We Love a Tune, even though I probably turn it off now when I hear it. It's that one that you've heard so much that you can only listen to it every now and again. It's not one of those ones that you can literally have on all the time. I never actually got to go and see them on tour during their Up All Night tour, Take Me Home tour, because I was quite obviously young. I wasn't young, I guess. I was 17, 18, 16, 17, 18, but I was at that time in my life where I was going out and stuff like that, and I didn't have the money, in all honesty. I didn't have a massively well-paid job that I did all the time, and when I did get paid, I used it to go out with my friends and things like that. So and actually 17 at the time, I was learning to drive and things like that, so I didn't have the money to kind of go to all the concerts and things like that. So then I eventually went to see them first for the Where We Are tour in Wembley Stadium, and that was the first time I'd seen them since the Forum, since being next. So that was mad. Is that the first time? Yeah, that was absolutely a mad experience for me, because I think I was still a fan for all those like eras, but I kind of like, I wasn't very much on the Twitter, I wasn't on Twitter or things like that, and I kind of, because I was at 17, 18, I was at that stage of learning to drive, going out with my friends, I kind of drifted. I was still like a massive fan, I still loved their songs, listened to their songs, kept up to date with what they were doing and things, but I wasn't a massively dedicated fan like a lot of the others were at that point. I kind of drifted away, and then when I went to see them for the Where We Are tour, that brought me back. Like, I was back, bitches. I had the most amazing night. I actually went with my niece and her friends, but really, like, I pretended that I was like going to like escort them, but really it was for me. I kind of started getting into the Twitter world of it then, and kind of building up, like, following people who were in the fandom as well, and like they were following me back and building up a following and a followers and a following on my Twitter, and kind of keeping up to date there. And then obviously I started to go to kind of like a few more things, like I went to Niall's charity football match, like one of the first ones he did, and then kind of went to like Soccer Aid and things like that. Like Niall's charity football match was a massive one for me, because it was like probably the closest I've ever been to Niall at that point, and it was just, it was such a good day. And then like, yeah, I just kind of went to kind of casual things, not like a lot of them, because again, I still didn't have the money to, you know, be splashing out at that point. I think because I was older, I was an older fan, I was getting to the point where I had a lot of bills to pay, I had a car and things like that, so I couldn't just spend my money like that. But when I could spend my money, I went to things that I wanted to go to. So like, me and my friend Emily then actually went to see them again. I only saw them once on the Where We Are tour, but me and my friend Emily went to see them again for On the Road Again tour, and we went to London. I think it was over, I can't remember the date, but we went to London and we had amazing seats, and oh my god. And I actually went to Niall's charity football match with Emily as well, that I'd known from college. And then obviously went to On the Road Again tour at London, and then I just remember saying to Emily, like, I need to go again. It was literally, we'd been to the London one and we got home and it was the weekend, and I was like, Emily, I can't do this. Like, I can't actually deal with the fact that I'm not going to see them on the tour again. I need to go. And it was at this point as well that they'd kind of announced their, they'd kind of announced their break, that they would be having a break at the end of the year, and this would be their last tour for now. So I was like, we need to go again. So I literally got onto the internet and started looking at tickets, and I think we paid like £200 between us for Manchester, like in 4 days time, at that point, for front row. And it's the best decision I've ever made in my life. We had the most amazing night that night. Literally had so much interaction with all the boys. I had so much interaction with Louis, and it was honestly one of the best nights of my life. It came to the point where they did their last performance for now on the X Factor final that year. It was 2015, so oh my god, that's literally nearly 3 years ago. OVS, I went to that. I actually went to that with, because obviously using Twitter and stuff, and starting to find other people that were One Direction fans, I started to meet new people, and I actually went to that with two of my friends that are really good friends now, Freya and Alice. I'd never met them before. I literally just went. I think I had 2 tickets and they wanted to use one of them, and we met, and honestly we got on straight away, so good. And yeah, and then a bunch of their other friends turned up, so there was a big group of us for the whole day, and we had so much fun. And obviously we went to the X Factor final. I actually saw them again, like the 2 previous years before that, I think it was, at the X Factor final as well, when Ben Haynow won. I went purely for One Direction again. Yeah, I saw them do Where Do Broken Hearts Go with Ronnie Wood from Rolling Stone, so that was amazing. Went to the X Factor final, had really good seats. We were on the floor by the stage, and yeah, we watched them do their performance, which was when I look back, I cringe, but it's I don't cringe because I think I'm sad. I just, like, when I tell people about it, they don't understand. Like, that day was probably, I've never cried so much in my life in that performance, because they did Infinity, and I'd never heard it live before, and Infinity is, if you know, Infinity is one of those songs that literally, it's emotional anyway. It's just got that kind of tune, but to hear it live and knowing they were doing it, this was their last performance before they go on their break, I was gone. All of us were stood there at the side of the stage just crying, and I remember actually at one point I was trying to like get my breath because I was crying so much, and I turned to my left and Louis's mum was stood next to me recording. I had tears streaming down my face, and she was so lovely. She was like, "Hi darling," like this, and honestly the look on her face, she just looked so proud that her son had like created this kind of emotion with people and this kind of connection with people. And then obviously they did History, and then we were still crying. It was just, everyone was crying everywhere, tears everywhere. That was obviously the last time I saw them live. I can't believe that's nearly 3 years ago. Like, honey, 18-month break. Really? Can you count? Went to a couple of things after that, like Soccer Aid. Louis and Niall did Soccer Aid. That was so much fun. Really good day out. It was, oh my god, it was so hot that day. Also went to Niall's charity golf match he did in Surrey, and I actually ended up meeting him that day. Whoop whoop! Finally, after flipping, what was it, like after 5 years at that point, I'd actually met him, and I was absolutely buzzing. It was probably one of the best moments of my life. And now when I explain that to people, people don't understand, and I feel like that is one thing I want to get across in this video. Nothing grates on me more than people judging not just One Direction fans, because it isn't just One Direction, it's fans of any kind of artist. Because if you're not a fan, if you're not like a dedicated fan of an artist, and you kind of haven't followed them and looked up to them and followed their music career for that long, you won't understand. And I think it's really unfair when people give such a negative, horrible opinion about girls and boys who have that kind of dedication to an artist or an actress or an actor or any kind of person. I just think it's really unfair that people can be really mean about it and horrible, because if you don't understand why have you got such a horrible opinion, it's hard to explain. Like, meeting Niall for me was a really, really amazing point in my life, because I followed those boys' music career since I was 16 years old, and then to meet them 5 years later at like 20, 21 years old, do you know what I mean? That was massive for me. And it's not like you get so many people like, oh, it's just because they're fit and they're good looking. It's so much more than that, and the fact that you think people are that shallow really can say a lot about your personality as well, because it's so much more than that. It's nothing to, yes, don't get me wrong, all 5 of them are good looking boys, but it's so much more than that for so many of us. Like, it's nothing to do with their looks, it's the fact of how, like, I know people that have One Direction, and their music has really helped them in the darkest times of their lives. Like, even me, I went for a really, really rough patch throughout my One Direction fan girl time. I went for a really rough patch, and it helped listening to their music and watching them on YouTube and things like that. And I think that's something that you shouldn't have to explain, and you shouldn't have to understand. You shouldn't have to make someone understand. But I just don't think the negative opinions and the negative comments calling people sad and pathetic are really that necessary. I got to the point where I'd met Niall, I didn't care what anyone said. If I was sad, if I was pathetic, I didn't give a shit. Actually, another moment can't believe I missed out and I didn't touch upon is obviously one of the pivotal moments, Zayn leaving. OMG, when the whole like fandom went into a complete flipping meltdown. I actually remember I was at work on my lunch break and I was sobbing in the car because no one knew what it meant. It came out of the blue, but it didn't. I think because of how he'd been and all of that, we expected something, but I still don't think we expected him to leave. And I think that was just a massive moment. No one knew what it meant. Were they going to stay together? Were they going to break up? Even though they said they would carry on, but everyone was like, oh, will it work? Will it not? It's another moment where people like calling fans sad and pathetic and things like that for getting upset about it, when it's just not needed. If you don't understand it and you don't have that connection, that feeling to a band or an artist or anyone, then you shouldn't give such a horrible opinion about it. You can turn around and say, oh, I don't understand it. That's fine, but calling someone sad and pathetic when that might be the only good in their life. Like, I know I've had people say, like, obviously, unfortunately, a lot of young people, not just young people, but young people at the moment are, dealing with things, especially, obviously, younger girls and younger boys at the moment. You're dealing with changes and you're dealing with things that happen in your life and school and work and things like that, and unfortunately there is a lot of depression out there, a lot of people that can't find a way out and feel trapped and lost and everything. And sometimes that one thing that you have, so yeah, there's a lot, I don't know, my camera just clicked off. So there's a lot of people out there who are struggling at the moment, and things like One Direction or any of the boys, that might be the only good thing in their life. They might feel like just somewhat okay when they're listening to them or listening to their music or watching them on YouTube or something like that. And for you to kind of tarnish that and make it say it's sad and pathetic is actually, it's not needed, and it's not nice at all, because to that person that's the most important thing in the world. And I don't think there's a problem with that. If it makes someone happy, then why shouldn't everyone be happy? In any fandom, if you're a girl or a boy, a battle is always had trying to explain yourself when you shouldn't have to, because it's something you love and it's something you want to do. You want to do that with your life. Like, I know people that have gone to see Harry on tour in literally every country that he's done his tour in, and some people have something to say about it and something negative to say, but it's their money. They want to spend it doing something they love, going to different places, travelling, seeing an artist perform that they love every night. It's their money. They've worked for that money and they've got that money, so let them do it. Why does it matter if you think it's sad or pathetic? Yes. The number one thing, obviously, that everyone talks about is Larry. And this is my opinion on it, and then that's it. I won't talk about it, because my opinion is, when they were on X Factor, Harry and Louis were very, very close. You could see it. They had a lot of love for each other, and a couple of times, a few times, yes, maybe it did look a bit more than just friendship, and that's okay. That's their, if they wanted it to look like that, and if they were more than friends, that's absolutely fine. You know, love who you want. But obviously fans then kind of clocked on to that and started to make it quite a big thing, and I think that maybe then caused them to pull back and stop the way they were acting with each other, which is quite sad, because you shouldn't have to do that. You love who you want, be affectionate with who you want. But that's what happened, and then obviously their friendship kind of stayed quite... you could still tell it was a friendship, but you could see that they tried to distance themselves from how they'd been in X Factor days. But whether it was or whether it wasn't, I don't really have an opinion on it. It's their life, what they want to do. If someone's gay, someone's gay. If they're not, they're not. So yeah, that's my opinion. That's why I wasn't going to really talk about it, because I don't really have a massive opinion on it. Someone's gay, someone's gay. If they're not, they're not. The only thing I don't agree with is people kind of not pushing it on someone, but saying, like, the fact that if someone hasn't come out as gay, I don't think you should tell them they are, if you know what I mean. It's their choice. They come out when they want to come out. It's a very big thing to do, so it's their choice to do it. Like, and a lot of people, you don't even have to. You just be who you want to be. Some people don't want to put a label on it, and I think that's fine. You don't have to come out and say I'm gay. It's not something, some people just don't want to label themselves, and they just want to be who they are. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. I don't really know what else to talk about in this video. Haven't really had any One Direction experiences lately, apart from I went on Sunday to the X Factor to see the X Factor results on Sunday, and obviously to see Louis. I haven't seen him in about 3 years. Yeah, 3 years, so that was the last time I saw him. Was Soccer Aid after their last performance in the X Factor? I feel like it was, so it was less than 3 years ago that I saw him, because I saw him at Soccer Aid. That's wrong, someone correct me, because my timeline's all effed up and all sorts. Yeah, and obviously when they do decide they want to reform, please be soon, and tour, I will defo be going. Faux show. That's really all my kind of experiences and opinions. Number one thing to being a fangirl is, don't feel you got to explain yourself. Love who you want to love. Do what you love. You want to go and see that person perform in 64 countries every night, you go and do it. Do you. You just have to kind of, you have to just not listen to the negativity in that. If you did like this video, please give it a huge thumbs up, and if you want me to do more of these videos, like kind of, I guess it's like a story time kind of thing, because I have kind of told a story. It's a very long story. If you do want me to do more, please let me know in the comments below. If you've got any questions about anything I've said in this video, please let me know. Either comment below or message me on one of my social medias that will be in the description box below also. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel. It means a lot. And yeah, so you don't miss my upcoming videos as well, because there's going to be a few coming throughout December. So yes, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys, love ya.